All right, guys, got a really short video for you here. I had a situation where the fan ended up eating the serpentine belt, and the reason was because this little idler pulley came off down here. And if you take a look at this guy, I was lucky enough that it happened close to home, and I was able to find it where it fell off the truck. I can get this thing here. The pulley, the bearing seized up on it, and of course when that happens, the belt just unscrews it off, and then it went flying and ended up falling out of the truck here. But this whole part here used to be able to get it from GM, but it's been discontinued since March of 2013. It's GM part 12556504 if you can happen to find it, but it's very hard to find, and I obviously couldn't go without having it. And so the replacement, there's a replacement for it. I'm going to show you the AC Delco one, because I try to always buy GM type parts, but I'll also roll at the bottom some other ones. So this this AC Delco 38020 is a replacement for this pulley, this particular pulley. It's probably a replacement for several different things, but it does have, the right outside diameter. It does have the right height. The only difference is when we take a look at it, obviously this original part, the shoulder bolt and this dust cover are all welded together, so you can't really salvage it even if you were to pull the bearing off. So you need to get a new bolt here, and it's a 12mm thread, 1 3/4 thread style, and I picked that up. But we can also see that the bearing in the AC Delco part has a wider opening. It's a 17mm opening, so obviously we need a reducer bushing. So I also took a trip down to Napa to pick up one of those too. They're very easy to get, and this is a common problem. So with this guy installed, now we have a very good replacement. Of course, this guy's gonna seat against the bracket down here, and like I said, it is designed as a replacement by AC Delco. It is specified for this purpose. You just have to supply your own bolt. A lot of the other names I'll roll at the bottom, like Gates and Continental and Four Seasons. A lot of those will have this reducer bushing, or even have the right size hole in the bearing to begin with, but the Delco one, the AC Delco one didn't, so I had to do this. Anyway, so we get this guy on here. We'll be back in business. I'm not necessarily going to take up your time with the whole thing of tightening this up. This is something that's used in this particular case. This is a 99 Suburban with a 6.5 liter diesel, and it has dual alternators. There's an alternator here on the passenger side, and there's another one here on the driver's side. And in that particular configuration, it's sometimes called the ambulance option. I happen to have it on this truck when I got it new. You have this additional pulley down here, so it's kind of a rare setup. It's a 20mm head on that bolt. I'm just going to snug it up here really quick. Torque this later. And the last thing I'll show you here, we route the pulley around. You got a series of grooved pulleys and smooth pulleys like this one we just put in. You should have a sticker up on the fan shroud to tell you the routing in this particular configuration. You're going to go under the crank pulley, up and over the water pump pulley, down underneath the power steering pulley, up over the driver's side alternator, then under this idler that we just did, over the air conditioner, and then under the tensioner pulley. This is the one that we're going to show you how you move. And then you're going to go over the passenger side alternator. You're going to go rub along the vacuum pump, and that completes the circuit for the serpentine belt. The last thing I was going to show you is a quick explanation on how you get the tensioner up. You're going to need to do a reducer on your 1/2 to 3/8 on your wrench, socket wrench, and there's a place right on the top here. Probably cannot see it in the camera photo, but when you come in here, you can get the socket inside of this. What I'm trying to do is just set the direction, and then when you get it in there, you can lift the tensioner up, just like that. The mistake I had here is I got to get the belt out of the way before I do this. Get it out of the way. Now, put this in here. It just fits in just nicely. Doesn't interfere with this vacuum cavity up here. Get it all the way up. Can be a bit of a pain to do with one hand. There we go. And you're done. The only other thing I want to show you in this video is I ended up putting a new belt on there because the other one got the fan chuted up. And it's a 125/55/010 would be the belt for this dual alternator configuration on the 6.5 liter diesel. Anyway, I hope that helps you out. Is how to substitute out one of these things dying and they're not being available anymore. Thanks for watching.